So now we've returned back to our original group of results. We see that ebook that we just opened up, but I want to show you that when you see a print book, it will say book again, but instead of saying available online, it will say available at a physical location. So we can see this particular book is not here at Folsom. It's at Cosumnes River College Library. So to order that book, if we wanted to have that sent to us at any of the other libraries, we just click on the title. We click sign in here. And then once we plug in our ID and our password and log in, we'll have an option to request that item. So if I wanted to request that book, I could hit request. I can say I want that sent to a particular main library or one of the centers. So if I wanted this to our main library, I could hit Folsom Lake College Library. It lets me know that that checks out for 3 weeks at a time. And then I hit request. That then will put things in motion. Someone will grab that book off the shelf at Cosumnes River College, and they will get that to the courier. And within 2 business days, that book will be sent, in this case here, to Folsom Lake College. As soon as it arrives, it'll be checked in electronically, which is going to generate an email to your account letting you know the book that you requested is here, and it's waiting for you at the circulation counter at the front of the library. Just bring your library card with you. Let the staff member know that you requested a book, and they'll go back and grab it off the shelf and check it out to you. So let's get out of here. I'm going to head back to my results. Let's pretend as if that book said Folsom Lake College here as its physical location, and we were standing in the college. If indeed that was the case, we wouldn't want to request that book because we're standing there and that book is on the shelf. We would write down or take a picture of the call number, DS 316.4 V34 2002. In most U.S. universities and colleges, we use a system called the Library of Congress classification system, and we put books in order of different topics, and we assign them to an A to Z designation. So in this case, we would go to the DSs to look for material on Iran history and culture, and we would go to the row that showed what letters were on that row. There's a plaque on every row, and we would look and say, okay, this row is DA through DS. We would know then we wouldn't want to go to the end of the row where the DSs were, and then we would look for 316.4 V34 to find that particular book. So again, we're going to use the call number. We really don't care about the title or the author, but if you did take a picture of it or write it all down, that information, it may jump out as you get close if you know what the title is. But what you really definitely need, no matter what, is that call number. So that is, and one other thing, if you want to cite a physical item like a DVD or in this case a print book, we don't see a citation button. We're not going to open it up and look at it like we did the ebook. So if we want to get a citation for a print item, we're going to click on the title right from our result page. And then that way, for that print book, look, we've got a citation button right there. So I could click citation, and MLA is going to be the default setting. So if you're looking for an MLA citation, which we are for this assignment, we can hit copy citation to clipboard, and we're ready to paste that into our works cited page. So that's great. So let's get out of there. And last thing I do want to show you is I want to head back to the library homepage. And I want to go into our research guides, because another thing that Professor Chazy wanted us to work with you with was making sure that you knew how to find visuals, photographs, etc., that you could use in presentations and papers, use them legally without getting in trouble copyright-wise. So I'm going to show you 2 things: how to find material that you can freely use in an academic setting like we have here, and then also how to cite that source. And I've put all that information in your research guide for this class. So we're going to click on Research Guides. Again, that's on the library homepage. We're going to scroll down to Communication. And then we are going to click on our particular class. So there's Comm Studies 301, and then we want to look for our professor's last name. So library homepage, research guides, communication, 301, Professor Chochese. That's going to open up our guide then. All right, in our guide, we can see several tabs here, and the two I'm going to show you today in the screencast are find images, so we can find those images that maybe aren't copyright protected, and then we're going to cite those sources. So let's go ahead and hit find to that particular tab, and we can see here we have multiple sites that I've found that have a lot of free images that you can use without paying for or getting in trouble for using. For here, you can click on and play around with your particular topic as you see fit, but I am going to show you one of them today here in the screencast, and that's doing a Google Advanced Image Search. And when we get into that search, and let's see here, let's just do Iran and sports again. What you want to do after you plug in your topic is you're going to scroll down to the very bottom and you're going to see usage rights. There we want to look at the drop-down menu, and we want to pick stuff that's free to use or share. We don't want to have any particular problems. So any of these to use or share, we can use. So all these categories are fine. This one even says you can share it and modify it and even use it commercially, but you're not using it commercially for this particular class. But you can see this is a nice way of filtering for free to use or share any of these here. So we'll just try the first one here and hit advanced search. So now I've got the national women's and men's team of Iran, wrestling, which is another major sport besides soccer. And if I scrolled through, I'd see a lot more material on different sports in Iran. And these would all be images that I could use in my paper or presentation. So again, I'll go back a click here. We want to go to that initial advanced image search, plug our topic in, and then use the usage rights drop down to look for those free to use and share images that are out there. So once we found something that we want to use and we are going to use it, we're going to go back to our research guide for the class, and we're going to hit in citing sources. So there's a number of things here to look at about citing in MLA style, and that's great. You can look at that on your own time. But specifically, we want to cite images. So I have got a live link here to citing images. We're going to click on that and scroll down till we see the heading and image, including a painting, sculpture, or photograph. This is the OWL from Purdue University, their very famous online writing lab. And what's nice about the writing lab is they really keep up to date on the various styles. If there's a new style for MLA, for example, a new edition, they will get that new edition up in their examples right away. So it's usually a site that most of your professors and librarians are going to recommend. So again, we want to scroll down till we see an example of citing images. There we go. An image including painting, sculpture, and photograph. And what's nice about the OWL is it explains exactly what you're including in your citation and gives you multiple, we got three different examples there of if you pulled something off a site to use a visual like a painting, sculpture, or in most of your cases a photograph, really helps you walk you through what you want to see in that MLA citation. So again, that's the Purdue Online Writing OWL. If you just Google the OWL, that will be your first result at the top of the page. And then you need to click into MLA to get to these pages. But I wanted to give you a direct link right to MLA citation, specifically with the page with citing those images. So again, with the guide provides much more than just what you'd usually get in a library lecture when you come into the library. The guide's going to give you a lot of extra videos, may give you some other resources that you might try for your particular assignment. So remember that when you come in for a live lecture from the librarians, there's going to be a research guide available to you, but also for online and hybrid courses, we often will make a research guide for your professor for the students to use. So enjoy the guide, and I hope you find it helpful.